Hi everybody, this is Amanda Ellis of amandaellis.co.uk and Facebook page Angelic Celestial Colours. Welcome back. This is July 2016's video. I channel Archangel Metatron and Archangel Sandalphon and work with colour therapy. So what we're going to do today is just look at the energetic outlook for the month ahead going into early August. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to take a quick glug of water, which is completely appropriate actually, because one of the things I wanted to talk about was the voice and the throat chakra, which feels as though it's being very upgraded at this time. Because more than anything, we are being asked to speak our truth and walk our talk. And it's almost as though the days of not doing that are coming to a close. I am sensing more than ever the differentiation between those that are walking a more 3D path and those that are following a 4th, 5th and above consciousness. Talked about this quite a lot in previous videos. The easiest way to talk about living in 5th dimensional consciousness is that we do so from the heart, okay? So all of our actions, all of our words, all of our thoughts, all of our deeds, whether written, whether spoken, whether in action, have to be coming from the heart. And I think a year ago that sounded like a really difficult task to do most of the time. We are human, we're allowed to slip up and not do it occasionally. But now, you know, coming into the middle part of 2016, I've never felt it so strongly that this is possible. I'm just back from Canada. Had a wonderful couple of workshops out there. Thank you so much to everybody that came. Thank you to my host, Irene, also. Thank you to Canada for really just opening up your heart to Metatron and to this energy. And I just have come back and I'm feeling a real shift in my own energy. And it can only be described as really feeling as though stepping more and more into 5th dimensional consciousness all the time. So that's good. But it's almost like a call from Metatron to say, come on, we can do this. We are holding a really high vibrational light now. Even those of you that are thinking, that's not me, I'm saying, yes, it is you, because you're watching this video and you're in the flow of this energy. We can all do this, okay? And we can do it together. So there are quite a few messages coming through. I think I'm just going to pull a few cards just to get going. There are 2 that have come out of this deck already. I've got a few decks actually sitting around me. I'm just drawn to this one, which I used a lot in Canada and also be bringing out to America. This is Denise Lynn's Native Spirit Guidebook. Whoops. As you know, with Metatron, we are combining the shamanic energy very much this year. And I'd just like 3 cards, please, Metatron, just to get us going. For those of you that like to follow the colours that I use in these videos as well, I have got out on my desk the lime green heart energy. I've got the air elemental. I've got Archangel Sandalphon. And I've got the cosmos at the back. Not sure if we're using that or not yet. Okay, so 3rd card from this deck, please, is this one. Okay, so first card we pulled out, Ancient Forest. Spirit of Air was the second one. Eagle Medicine. This makes complete and utter sense to me in terms of what I was wanting to talk to you about anyway, which is the opening of the heart chakra. Okay, if we're talking about living more and more in 5th dimensional consciousness, we have to be operating from our heart, and our heart has to be in a good place. Why these three cards relate to the heart chakra, I'll just explain. Ancient forest, if you think about trees and you think about what they give us in terms of oxygen, we can't live without trees, basically. They are the life force of our planet. They feed us the air, the purified air that we are then able to breathe. And there is also a feeling that when you are deep within nature like that, and very much like I was in Canada, you can actually breathe. You know, it sounds so weird, but, you know, we breathe all the time unconsciously. But really breathe, really take deep, refreshing, revitalizing breaths into the body. And that's what's needed now. You know, I said this in the workshops, but of the elemental sprays that have been created, or I've created with Metatron, the air elemental is the one that sometimes is, I mean, it's spraying fine here, but sometimes it's clogging a little bit. And that is energetic. There's nothing wrong with the bottle. There's nothing wrong with the spray. There's nothing wrong with the colour in the bottle. Sprays are energy. You know, it literally is an energy system that we're working with. And when anything happens with bottles, you should always take note of what is happening, because it means something. The fact that sometimes we're struggling to get air out of the bottle, to me, says something enormous about what's going on in the collective, which is that we are all struggling for breath. You know, we're living on a crowded planet with becoming scarcer and scarcer natural resources, and we're all fighting for breath. And of course, the message that goes with these 3 cards is that we don't have to do that. There is enough for all. It's about just relaxing into a more peaceful, centered place, and a heart open place as well. Spirit of air, you know, having just been in an aeroplane for 8 hours a couple of days ago, that beautiful sight when you look out of a plane window and you just see the clouds below you. And it looks like a magical land, doesn't it? It looks as though you could actually walk on the clouds if you were able to. Of course, I know you can't, but it's just a magical place being really up in the air like that. And of course, we have the bird, we have the eagle here who is able to do that. The birds can teach us so much, I think, at the moment, as power animals in their own right, whether it's an eagle, whether it is any bird of the sky. You know, birds are wise. They know what to do. They know when there is danger and they fly to higher places. They know when to migrate when seasons are changing. They know when they need to conserve food. They know where to build their nests. They know how to fly. You know, they know how to be free. You know, that word freedom feels very, very important for all of us this July. And July is usually a period where we get into holiday mode. And I just feel, as you're sort of settling down, hopefully for a holiday, even if it's just a day or so, or, you know, a couple of hours, whatever it is, it's very important to be focusing on that word freedom. Okay, so let's think about freedom and what it means to you. And I'd like to spray the lime green Metatron energy, and we're going to just link into freedom. So what does freedom mean for you? So the first thing that I'm being shown, and this is symbolic, is that many of us, many of you watching this, are like caged birds. Okay, I'm being shown you. Maybe you can visualize yourself as a bird. You might be looking very beautiful with beautiful feathers and colors, but there is a cage around you. And it may be a very beautiful cage. It may be very golden and represent abundance and a very, I don't know, comfortable life in a lot of ways. But it's as though you're feeling caged in to a degree by some aspect of your life. Some area that's not maybe working anymore, something that you've been doing for a long time and that you're now bored with. And there is just this feeling, and this is collective, of wanting to break free. And what Archangel Metatron is doing with this lime green energy, if you just tune into your heart, is he's just opening the door of this cage and he's beckoning you, and this is your soul, to just fly free. So just tune into your heart. Allow your heart to soar. See yourself as the bird that is just flying out of this cage and feeling the feeling of freedom for the first time in a long while. Just take in some great big breaths of freedom on the lime green ray. Breathing in and breathing out. 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 Feeling that sense of freedom, shackles of the past just being dissolved. Freedom as an energy running all the way through your body. freedom from past conditioning, freedom from past habits, freedom from an old, outdated identity of self, freedom from old beliefs, old doctrines, and then just welcoming in a new strand of energy, which is about beginnings, unexplored avenues, new adventures, new directions, joy, soaring heights, beauty, laughter, freedom. Take all of those qualities through you so that they become real. You see the door of the cage slammed shut behind you, knowing that you cannot go back to that old way, and you fly on. And you fly on with Metatron beside you to where you are meant to be. Seeing a bird's eye view of your current life, what needs changing, what needs altering, what is possible. And then Metatron just guides you gently down onto one spot, one place. And this is like a resting place, a sanctuary place. It may be somewhere you know, it may be somewhere you don't know. Just find yourself in a soft resting place, a sanctuary, where you can just heal and be and receive the rest of this message. Okay, that feels lovely. I'm going to now pull some cards from a different deck, and this is the Spirit Oracle by Patrick Gamble. He is a friend and a local contact to me in the UK. He's an artist and he's published his own deck. They're very different. I like them because they are quite deep, intense, and have a sort of magic about them. So let's see what comes through from this deck of cards. Archangel Metatron, just asking for some guidance from July. This one comes up. So Archangel Metatron for July, going forward, that one. One that makes sense of those two, please, Metatron. Okay, really interesting what's coming through here. We've just opened our hearts, okay, to be able to feel more love, receive more love, be able to soar, be able to see the higher picture. And then we're brought down to earth a little bit by two quite challenging cards here. But this feels collective as well as personal. No, Metatron's correcting me. It's collective, but it can influence us at the personal level. We've only got to turn on the news to see that the news is very challenging at the moment. We've got the challenge card here. There is a real differentiation, very apparent now, light and dark. And we have to remember that it is one sacred circle, that the light serves the dark serves the light. It's the way it's always been, it's the way it's meant to be. But what we've got here, the first card, and I'm not going to read the actual messages that go with this because I like to just go intuitively in what's coming through, because then I can bring Metatron through, is we've got the Coyote Moon Shadow. And there is a figure here of a, I want to say he's a warrior, I think it's a man. He's looking slightly afraid or slightly pensive, slightly cautious, and it's almost as though he's snuggling into this wolf. Well, coyote. I'm saying wolf because I went to a wolf sanctuary when I was in Canada, and I'm linking into their energy. And the thing about the wolves are they are pack animals. They look after their own. They have a strength and a tenacity. They will fight their corner. But this coyote here is feeling very protective of this younger, I'm wanting to say more innocent figure here. And I guess this represents us. And it feels as though we've got it says it's the moon shadow. We've just come through, haven't we? A new moon. Must admit it passed me by a little bit on the 4th of July because I was on an aeroplane, so I wasn't really able to tune into it very much. But I know it was a powerful one. I know July, whatever the next full moon is, I haven't got the date to hand, but it feels a powerful moon month. We can see that in what's going on in the world. I mean, I went out of the UK 2 weeks ago. I've come back. Everything has changed politically, economically, socially. It feels as though almost as though I flew into a different country. And I'm sure many of you can feel that in your own countries as well. It's throwing up a lot of fear. You know, it's throwing up a lot of challenge. And I feel as though Metatron is saying that it is okay. We are safe, we are protected. And he's wanting us to bring in the animals here to help us as well. And I'm wondering whether you've ever linked into your power animal before. Many of you might have done. Some of the first courses I ever taught with Metatron, I used to bring in a Metatron power animal for each person. And so what I'm going to do now, just feel guided to do this for us as a collective, is to bring in an animal that Metatron wants us to have for July, okay? And I'm going to use the Spirit Guide Oracle deck here, Animal Spirit Guide deck from Stephen Farmer. It's a new deck, so let's just see what comes up. Okay, I'm smiling because Metatron has a sense of humour, and I've picked a card for myself from this deck a few times, and I keep getting Roadrunner, which is about keep your sense of humour. So I don't know whether that's going to come up. Let's just tune in. This is collectively, please, Metatron. What is your power animal that can help us through these challenges and these fears that are coming up in the collective this July? I'm being told to stop at that one. Spider. Interestingly, because of course a lot of people view spiders as negative energies, don't they? A lot of people are scared of spiders. There was a spider in my house today and the children were screaming, you know, to get rid of it. You know, it's an animal that is quite misunderstood, but of course they can also create great beauty, spiders. I mean, if you look at a spider's web, it's beautiful, but the creature inside the web is often very abused, really, and disliked. So why is Metatron asking us to look at spider? I'm having to hold the card out here because I can't read it without my glasses. It says, trust the creative spark you're feeling and express it through writing stories that inspire and enlighten. So, okay, what he's saying to me here, if we think about challenging times, whether it's in the collective or whether it's in our personal life, it can actually inspire creativity. If you think of all the great artists, all the great poets, all the great songwriters, what they tend to say is that their best work often comes through adversity. You can actually get writer's block, or you can get, musicians get a complete block when strangely life is really happy and calm. It's almost as though you need sometimes a little bit of angst or a bit of challenge to bring something out of yourself. And of course, this is about expressing it in a beautiful spiritual way as well. So I do feel as though some of you this month have got something to say, something to sing, something to make, but it comes about through maybe feeling a little bit challenged, through adversity in a lot of ways. So use that, feels important. The other card we've got here, as I say, it's the challenge card. The one that goes with these two cards, which are a little bit heavy, I suppose, is the new beginnings. Okay, so we are promised a new beginning, but we have to sort of work our way towards it. This card as well is quite interesting because although the imagery is quite dark on it, can you see that beautiful rainbow that's coming through? And the rainbow is coming through even in quite a dark sky. It's also number one, and number one is always about the new start, the new beginning. So I do feel, you know, that to me looks like a picture of the world. Yeah, it is. It's the earth. This is a new beginning for the earth. I'm always remind myself that we're lucky to have been born in the age that we're in. And you can easily say, gosh, what rubbish, you know, look at what's going on in the world, look at ISIS, look at all the things that are happening. But look at the awakening that is happening as well. I've been doing this work for, I don't know, since about 2005 consciously, in terms of doing workshops. I've been on my path for a lot longer than that. But, you know, even 5 years ago, if you asked people about angels, people would have been a bit, you know, a bit sniffy about it. People are waking up, you know, and if you're watching this, know that you are one of many on this planet at this time. And there are many, many children being born at the moment with the most amazing spiritual gifts to offer humanity. We will get out of this darkness and we will get to the new beginning for our world. We've just got to have a little bit of faith. Okay, I'm really feeling we need a little bit of faith this month. Okay, so those felt very collective. Let's ask Metatron for 3 cards which are more personal to you, okay, and what's going on in your life at an individual level for some steerage there. Oh, that one's just fallen out. Dream time. Dream time. Focus. One more. Black stallion. And that one. Okay, right. I love cards that are a bit different. Dream time. Look at those beautiful colours. Love that. It's not quite coming across on the video, but this is more like a turquoisey aquamarine in reality. And yes, it's just reminding us of the importance of dreams. Are you noticing that your dreams are more vivid? Are you dreaming about things that you haven't dreamt about before? Are you dreaming about people from your past? There is a lot of healing going on in dream time at the moment. There's a lot of healing, and there's also a lot of future scenarios being played out as well. Almost as though I would like to almost rename it playtime. It's almost as though when dreams at the moment are quite playful in nature. It's almost as though our subconscious is just having a bit of a play. Because if you think about it, consciously when we're awake, we are really having to surf these waves of change. We're having to process different realities that are with us from, you know, on a daily basis. And I'm talking 3rd, 4th, 5th and above consciousness waves that are coming in all the time. And so our physical bodies are being a bit battered by that. We're getting through these waves. But in dream time, we can just play. We can sort of feel, what does it feel like to go back to 3rd? What does it feel like to go up to 9th dimension? What does it feel like to be in 5th? And there are just many, many different scenarios being played out in dream time at the moment. I think sleep needs to be viewed as a lighter activity. I know a lot of people struggle with getting to sleep, particularly around moon phases. The energy is a bit unsettled and jangled at the moment, but just try to take a light approach to sleep. And I say that as one who's sort of suffering a bit of jet lag myself at the moment. But, you know, the more that you can just approach going to bed and going to sleep in a light manner, is important. Okay, so don't start to worry about lack of sleep, or even if you're having nightmares, just let it go, you know. Focus. We've got the card of focus. What do you want for the next part of this year? You know, this is a time to take stock, I feel. What do I want to say about focus? Focus on what's important. Metatron's saying focus on what your next challenge is. Challenge in a good way. Out of comfort zone type challenge, you know. Focus on what your next dream is. Focus on what your next thing is that you want to strive for. Focus on where you want to push yourself. Life is about learning. Life isn't just about staying still and settling for the routine, for what you've always done. You can do that. There's no wrong in that. But come on, we're working with the Metatron energy, which is always about pushing us on and forward to discover more about ourselves, what we're actually capable of. So yeah, just take a look, you know, from a bird's eye perspective. Where are you heading? What do you want? What needs your attention this month? It also feels as though this is a month for almost like drawing in a little bit, because we need to focus, but we need to focus having let go of other stuff that is superfluous around us. The black stallion comes in, and I feel as though I need to just actually take a look at what that one means, because it could have many different meanings, couldn't it? I mean, for me, it feels very Metatronic. It feels a very Metatronic energy just because it feels so dynamic and fertile and strong, charging ahead. But black stallion, let's just see what the actual meaning is for that particular card. So if you just allow me just to find that. It would really help if I could read the number on the card. 51, okay. 51. The black stallion suggests that there has been a time of turbulence, hurt, pain and struggle that life has forced upon you. Feelings of frustration, anger and fear have been a part of life lately, leaving one feeling tired, drained, depleted and not knowing which way to turn, and creating a lack of confidence in making decisions. It's a collision of opposing opinions, actions or ideas that has had a catastrophic effect on future plans and ideas. It has brought about a time that forces one's hand to re-evaluate and to re-establish new directions and horizons. That really speaks to me, that card, because it feels as though it very much goes with the preceding card, which is focus. So what the black stallion is basically saying is that there have been too many conflicting ideas. There has been too many people giving their penny's worth, you know, giving their opinion of what you should do, you know, where you should be. And it's really saying, let that go. There is some anger and frustration that also needs to be let go of. Just focus on what you want. I almost feel it's a time to be a little bit selfish, you know, in a good way, you know, in terms of really just going within and finding what you actually want. Forget about what everybody else says or everybody else wants you to do. What do you want this month? And then take that black stallion energy and charge ahead into the latter part of 2016. Okay, another card we've got here is Soul Savior. This is just a beautiful angel bending down. I feel the energy here is very much about just being of service. The angels being of service and wanting to help you at this time. One more card to pull just to even out the numbers that we've got here. So we've got 4 there. I want one more card, please, Metatron. July 2016. July 2016. I knew he'd come through. The lion. I love lions. I have a lion as a protector myself, a power animal. It's also connected into opening the heart chakra. We have lion heart, but more than anything, this is about being brave. Okay, it's about being brave and it's about being courageous. It's about stepping into your power. It's about remembering that you are actually that. You're not the mouse that's quivering, unable to do the thing. Fear is normal. We all get it. You're not that. You are this. Okay. Metatron's just asked me to share something I felt personally. Okay, so I will. I've shared it on my Facebook page anyway. But, you know, before I went to Canada, I was really nervous because I'm not used to traveling long distance. I was away from home for quite a long period of time. There's quite a lot of stuff going on in my personal life back here that I had to leave. I wasn't nervous of the work itself because I love what I do. I knew that would be fine. It was just all the other stuff, you know, getting to the airport. How was I going to get all this stuff? And I share that because we all have that, you know, and that's when we are feeling disempowered, really, because of course you step into it and become that. It's nothing, you know, it's just nothing. You can do it. We can all do it. But we do it when we are this, not the little mouse that, you know, is frightened and wanting to hide, okay? Love the little mouse as much as you love this aspect of yourself, okay? This is the aspect that's strong in July. And of course, why would it not be? July is the month of Leo. I have Leo in my ascendant, and I love the Leo energy. You know, it's big, it's bold, it's ambitious. And that's what this Leo energy for all of us this month wants to encourage in us, to be the lion, you know, to know when to roar, to know when to charge forward. You have strength, you have courage, you can do whatever you set your mind to. Those of you that watched the video I posted last week in Canada, right at the end, I suddenly realised I was sitting on a jetty, and it tied in with a video I'd done months before where I was telling us symbolically that we needed just to jump off, you know, to jump into the water and to embrace life. And we had gone full circle, you know, that's exactly what had happened. And I did dive into that water later in the day, and it was amazing, it was beautiful. That's what July is about, okay? So I hope that helps you. I'm going to get this posted as soon as I can, uploaded as soon as I can. I think I'd just like to end with the orange energy from Metatron, just to see if he has anything else he wants to say before we close. So this is the Flame Attunement and Connection Spray. Nothing need frighten you. Nothing need concern you. Nothing need imprison you. Excuse me. Nothing need enslave you. Because I am here. And I am always here. I, Archangel Metatron, am your friend and ally, your protector and guide. I maintain your light through darkness. I carry the world through challenge. I seek balance, always in the collective. I teach. I honour. I love all of you. All is well. Whatever is going on in your life, all is well. Much love, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.